Hey there, I'm Steve Wax, the chair of Heyday Books.
I am Brian Kenny. I'm a Heyday board member.
My name is Gayle Wattawa. I'm the general manager and editorial director at Heyday.
Heyday provides an insight into California to the world that is missing from anywhere else. And I think this is one of the most unique places on earth.
I am Kimberly Marshall. I am part of the Heyday family due to them publishing my father's book, Just Another Nigger.
I'm Usrula Pike. I'm a member of the Karuk tribe, and I am the author of An Indian Among Los Indígenas.
I'm Louis Watts. I am the co-author with Elizabeth Pepin Silva of Harlem of the West.
My name's John Tateishi, author of Redress.
Nature books are really at the heart of what Heyday publishes.
We're at an inflection point, my friends, and it is up to us to learn the science, and it is up to us to let that science inform this better story, this informative story about the abundance of life, its systems of resiliency, and how we can be better allies to those systems and to one another.
But also kind of connecting that to sort of political commitment, that the idea of history and preserving history.
Homelessness, slavery, politics.
The beauty of what Heyday's doing is that they're putting out products that are not meant to be blockbusters. They are meant to be essential reading. So maybe a book like The State of Water, this isn't for everybody in the country to read, although I think everybody in the country could read it and learn something.
Heyday made a commitment to publish this story of the experience of Japanese Americans during World War II. But what's interesting is that of late, I've been getting queries and telephone calls from people who are part of a totally unexpected audience for this book, which is proponents of Black reparations. So what was a courageous commitment in publishing this story may turn out to be something that serves an even greater purpose and a greater good.
I appreciate that Heyday is publishing work by natives, not just about natives, but by natives.
Where we see ourselves is inspiring affection for this incredible natural world.
How can you look at the phenomena that are around you and make meaning out of it?
What remains and what in fact will always be here, regardless of how important we might think our little species is.
How do we step back and say, this is not about me? I'm not going to write about it because it can feed us, or it can become biofuel, or we can farm it, or it can do all these things for us.
This book has done so much. It connected me back. This book connected me back with family.
There are very few places where you can go and you can have 12 or 15 people of differing backgrounds and interests that are all together in the same place for the same reason. I'm lucky. I get to go to Heyday board meetings, and that's what they're like.
You essentially join a family when you publish with Heyday.
I've worked at Heyday for 17 years, almost 17 years now. It's a really special community. I think one of the things that characterizes it for me is that there's so many people with such an intense desire to serve.
What I really like is when I'm driving down San Pablo in Berkeley, I can kind of just drop in, or I could before, because it was the clubhouse. I show up periodically and bum coffee or tea and use the bathroom and say hi.
I gave Steve his first job actually in the early 70s, if you can believe it, back before, what my kids say, back before they invented the electric light bulb.
As a Heyday board member, we get to support a staff that is singularly focused on the mission of Heyday. And it's an incredibly talented staff, and they are incredibly dedicated. And it's inspiring to me. And the idea that I can help in whatever way I do, help them do their job, help the organization fulfill its mission, it's a great honor to me.
All the editors that I work with, Taria and Emmerich, that they understood the context that I was coming from, and they really got what I was trying to say.
Before I joined Heyday, I admired Heyday's books, not only for their richness and wisdom, but for their extraordinary design. They're like treasured objects to me. Diane Lee and Ashley Ingram don't get enough credit, in my opinion, so thank you for that.
I'm just happy I found another home.
I love that Heyday's logo is an acorn. Acorns are so important to our tribes, to my tribe and to California tribes.
They kind of reflect the commitment to the environment.
Of course, if you haven't become a member yet, you might want to do so tonight when you get home. Oops, sorry, you are at home.
It's not something that you have to be on the board to be able to do. You can support Heyday too. You're doing it by being here, and thank you. The work we're doing is really important. And especially in this modern world right now, that's so fractious, to be able to work with a group of talented, brilliant people to fulfill a mission is greatly gratifying, and it's a great honor. And so I encourage everybody to continue to support Heyday and to get involved. And thank you.
There's something happening here, but what it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. There's battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. Time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and carrying signs, mostly say hooray for our side. It's time we stop.